Hi, this is my project on biofuel. I chose sugarcane biofuel as an alternative approach to an old issue. What is sugarcane biofuel? Sugarcane has been scouted and predicted to be a very good biofuel based on multiple things. Some of them being it's easy to grow year round. It produces, a viable amount of ethanol from its reactions. It reduces the amount of fossil fuels used and is eco-friendly and reliable as a renewable energy source. Growing sugarcane. Sugarcane grows relatively fast. With the correct machinery, it's easy to harvest. It can grow on large-scale farms and is a very good energy input to output ratio. As I'll mention later, the same seed can grow the plant multiple times, making it even better. How sugarcane is turned into a biofuel. First, it absorbs sunlight, water, CO2, and a plethora of other nutrients. From there, it uses photosynthesis to convert the CO2 into a majority of its biomass. The finished plant has a high carbohydrate content, making it a very good biofuel. It has a lot of potential energy. The sugarcane is first crushed to extract the juice produced by the plant, and then that juice is deposited into fermentation tanks where the yeast is added, and this yeast converts sugars into ethanol and carbon dioxide through fermentation, an aerobic respiration process. And here's one of those tanks that it would be fermented in. Very big, very impressive. Development and availability of sugarcane. While sugarcane is not widely used as a biofuel in the United States, it can be found in major use in Brazil. Other countries such as New Zealand and Malaysia also use sugarcane ethanol as it's very viable. And for a reason I'll get into later, the United States just hasn't adopted it yet. Carbon footprint. The carbon footprint of this plant can vary depending on several factors, including how much and what type of fertilizer is used, type of fuel produced from sugarcane, which is usually ethanol, and the region where sugarcane is grown. For example, in Brazil, sugarcane ethanol has a lower carbon footprint than the US, but the US is mixed with little petroleum. But it's still, it's still where it's grown. Economic potential, low production cost, making it even easier to start up with. It has competitive prices when compared to gasoline, multiple applications such as sugar harvesting and acting as an absorbent in other products such as concrete make it even better in case sugar ethanol isn't producing as much as you'd like it to. It will create new jobs, obviously, with new farms and new factories. And the plant can regrow from the same seeds multiple times, making it cheaper and easier. Getting sugar cane biofuel to the people. Currently, sugar is outcompeted by corn in America as its choice of biofuel. However, this is only due to the abundance of corn and not the efficiency. Sugarcane has a higher efficiency producing ratio, almost twice as much per ethanol per acre when compared to corn. Some incentives have been put into place to produce more of the sugarcane, but it's not enough as you know, in the majority of the sugar farms in the United States have been outcompeted by their international counterparts with cheaper prices, making it just easier to buy from someone else out of country. But prices that are competitive with gasoline could sway people to use more ethanol. The next steps for sugarcane. Global demand for sustainable aviation fuel is expected to grow. This would be a great place for biofuel and specifically sugarcane biofuel to get in there and be used. It is more efficient supply lines could be used to minimize costs and lower prices, as international is obviously cheaper than domestic, and the unused parts of the plant can also be used to create other products, as I mentioned earlier. The ideal plan is either to produce more sugar cane in the United States for fermentation, or simply buy more from other countries, but more factories for the conversion or more factories or the renovation of older factories need to be done to efficiently produce ethanol. The widespread adoption of ethanol as sugarcane ethanol as a fuel source would be greatly appreciated. As you can see here, Brazil is one of the main competitors as it creates 25% of the sugar in the United States, making it much cheaper to import than it is to grow in the state. Here's my citations for the information, and here's my citation for the images.